Yeah, sorry, I've never gone by my first name. I guess my mom didn't want people calling me Charlie for some reason. She was afraid people would do that if I went by my first name, Charles. So. Whatever. I've always gone by my middle name. My name is Wilcox. I did my capstone on was a fifth grade learning module for science and social studies. They were integrated. I'll explain that in a minute, why I did that.
Is that one to the right?
Oh, to the right. Thank you. Okay. My apologies. So the problem that I have, and most other fifth grade teachers have with regard to teaching science primarily in the classroom, is that we're required to devote at least 2 hours of our instructional time every day to language arts. We're required to devote an hour of our instructional time to mathematics, and that leaves about 3 hours worth of time at the end of during the day to focus on social studies, art, technology, library, science, all those other subjects besides language arts and math. At the end of the year in fifth grade, the students are assessed. They're given a standardized test on what they've learned in science, and this is cumulative. It's what they've learned from third grade all the way through fifth grade. And so one of the problems that we face is trying to figure out how much time we're going to be able to devote to teaching science so that they can be successful on this test. We can teach them what they need to know in order to not just be successful on the test, but to progress into the next grade level. Again, they're assessed in eighth grade. We don't want them to fall behind. Yet, we're not required to devote any specific amount of time to teach science. It's pretty much left up to the teacher as far as how we're going to do that. So what I decided to do was to design a learning module based on science and integrate social studies where the student could access from a computer with an internet connection at any time from any location. It would be completely learner-led. They wouldn't have to be. They wouldn't have to have an instructor present. They could go through the entire learning module, go through all the learning materials, go through the formative and summative assessments, and get feedback when they finish the whole thing, and then provide some sort of a demonstration of their learning when they finish the whole thing. And so I used Gagne's 9 steps of instruction, as a lot of other people have done as well. What I decided to do was to create this learning module using Articulate Storyline. I uploaded it to a website that I designed, and there are 4 tutorials integrating science and social studies all together. I tried as best as I possibly could to use the next generation science standards for this, in keeping with the fact that we are in the process of adopting those standards. We're not giving up, but we're moving forward with regard to our science standards and moving in this direction. So I figured that if I wanted to be contemporary, then the least I should do would be to use these standards. With that, I integrated the Social Studies California Standard, which I felt would dovetail well into the science curriculum that I was designing. So what I did was I designed these 4 learning modules in which the students would learn about the cultural aspects of Native American cultures from North America while they were studying the science behind what it was that made these cultures successful for thousands of years. They could learn the social studies behind it while understanding the science that goes along with it as well. And so I designed these learning modules with these 4 different regions in order to kind of organize the structure of the learning and to make it a little bit easier for the student to navigate. And so this is a screenshot of the homepage where I hosted the whole project. And I'm just going to go ahead and give you screenshots because the whole learning module itself is kind of, there's a lot of introduction. It's just easier for me to show you in screenshots. But as the learner goes through, they can choose as to which particular region they want to go through, and then they learn about the hydrosphere, the biosphere, the geosphere, and the atmosphere, the four science activities that they needed to do from the perspective of a Native American tribe, so that was specific to that region. So I'll go through some of the examples that we have here. So an introduction, it's very interactive, it's very, I went through and I created this picture here. So I wanted to make it kid-friendly, use a lot of vibrant colors, give them an example of what it is they're going to be learning, learning objective. They go through and they choose these particular quests that they wanted to take. I wanted to make it friendly for them. I wanted to make it accessible so that they would go on a quest. They wouldn't take a test. They would embark on a journey, and they would go through these formative and summative assessments in order to earn a merit badge. So instead of taking a test, they'd get a merit badge. I didn't want them to earn points because I found in my studies that the students tend to remember the points that they earned instead of what I wanted them to learn. And so they went on to go through these different activities in order to get an ultimate merit badge. And my time is up. It was effective. Pre-test, post-test scores, there was an increase. Not as high as I wanted it to be, but learning happened. And so there's my statistics. And there's more statistics. That's it. Okay.
By the way, this is a comment. When he's developing in my assessment evaluation course, you did the evaluation and a couple modules, right? And then I looked at it and thought it's really informative. So I asked my son, who was in 5th grade. He really enjoyed it. Just
Okay.
to know.
Nice.
All our cohort 10 collected on. No, I want to say thank you for all the hard work. Yes, okay, we do. But I want to just give us a quick thank you to the cohort 10 who worked so hard in going through this accelerated program. And I want to say that my announcement to you is now, you have your lives back.